Is Rowan and Sabrina faking their friendship? And also, I'm gonna give you guys my first impressions of Disney's new show, The Lodge, and also the new Power Rangers movie that's coming out next year. What's going on, YouTube? So I got a few topics that I want to talk to you guys about today, and one of them I really want to get into because I just got done watching the first episode of The Lodge, and yeah, I'll get on that in a minute though. First, I want to talk about this article that I came across, and there's a rumor that apparently has been going around. This is my first time hearing about it, and I actually got directed to this article by a subscriber of mine. But according to this rumor, and I do want to stress that it's a rumor, Rowan and Sabrina may not be the best of friends like they portrayed themselves on television. And according to this rumor, this may be one of the reasons on why Disney may be holding off on deciding on if Girl Meets World is getting a season 4 or not, because of the actors' willingness to work together for another season. Now, I should also point out that Rowan obviously denied this rumor, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not true. Because if you guys know anything about the entertainment industry, typically people aren't gonna be so quick to admit that they may have issues with their colleagues. I mean, if Rowan and Sabrina really didn't like each other, do you think that they would make it known to the public? Of course not. Now, all of that being said, I don't really believe this article, even though I did see this on another website as well, but at the same time, I'm not gonna say that it's not true either. But honestly, I couldn't care less if they like each other or not. The only thing that I care about is having a season 4. And if it is true that they are having issues with each other, this is why you get paid to act. So get on camera and act like you like each other. God damn it. Because there may be a minority of people that actually care if you guys get along or not, but I assure you, most of us just want another great season of Girl Meets World. Now, assuming that this rumor is true, which I'm not, but just go with me here. The good news is they apparently worked out their differences, and any issues that they apparently had, they're not so big anymore. And according to this article, because of that, season 4 is looking like all systems go. I've been telling you guys for, well, months now that I've always believed that we're gonna get a season 4. It just doesn't make much sense to cancel the show right now. I mean, we haven't hit Disney's little lame season 4 rule yet, and Girl Meets World is like the most popular show on their network. So unless the stars no longer want to do the show anymore, there just isn't much of a reason to cancel it right now. It just doesn't make any sense. So I fully expect to hear an announcement about season 4 being renewed any day now. And if I'm wrong, I'll make a video crying about it then. But I don't think that I will be. And if I remember, I will also put the link to this article in the description box. But now let's talk about Disney's new show, The Lodge. Now, I wasn't gonna watch this show because I saw the trailer to this show and I thought it looked like one of the goofiest and one of the lamest shows that I had ever seen. And I don't know about you guys, but when I watch a trailer to a movie or a show and I don't like the way it looks, I'm not gonna watch the show or movie. I'm just not gonna do it. However, because I have so much respect for my subscribers, and because you guys introduced me to my first and second favorite ships of all time, I decided to give you guys the courtesy and watch at least one episode of this show. And I just got done watching that episode. So first, let's start with the positives. Well, first of all, it doesn't have that typical Disney vibe to it. That's one positive. And another thing, well, that's pretty much it. Even though it doesn't have the typical Disney cheesiness vibe to it, it still has its own cheesiness vibe to it. And dare I say, this cheesiness is even worse. Within the first minute of watching this show, I wanted to kill myself. And by the time I finished the episode, I wanted to kill myself. I honestly cannot name another good thing about this show that I've seen as far as the first episode is concerned. I didn't like the singing, I didn't like the cheesiness, I didn't like the storyline, I didn't like the characters, I didn't like how the first potential ship was introduced. It was the typical love at first sight angle, or at least that's the way they made it feel. Guy sees girl, girl sees guy, they both smile, they're both cute, so we're supposed to ship it. That's the vibe that I got, and I wasn't digging it. Already don't like the ship, just because of the way they were introduced. And I also wasn't a fan of the acting. I mean, I can keep going on and on about the things I did not like about the show, but we could all save a lot of time by me just saying I didn't like anything. I didn't like anything about it. I'm honestly surprised so many of you liked this show and recommended it to me. This is probably the first show that you guys suggested to me that I thought was absolute trash. But I mean, it was bound to happen eventually. I mean, you suggested The Vampire Diaries, I loved it. You suggested The 100, I loved it. You suggested The Originals, I loved it. And you said The Originals was better than The Vampire Diaries. I agree. So you guys were batting 1,000. So it was only a matter of time before you guys suggested a show that, well, sucked. So no hard feelings, guys. But I'm definitely not watching another episode of that show. Not gonna happen. We can go ahead and put this on the same list as Bizaardvark and Stuck in the Middle. One and done. So now let's talk about my feelings on the new Power Rangers movie that's coming out next year. Now, for those of you who don't know, I used to be a really big Power Rangers fan, but that's back when it was actually good. Now, I'll be the first one to admit that that's probably my nostalgia talking, but truth be told, I haven't really liked the Power Rangers in quite some time. But they're making a reboot of the original Power Rangers movie. And yes, I did love that movie. I'll probably still watch that movie probably about one time a year. But there's something really different about this one. And that's the fact that this movie has a dark feel to it. A very dark feel compared to pretty much every other Power Rangers show or movie. And a lot of people have mixed feelings about this, but me personally, I love it. Because it's different for one, and I've always wondered what the Power Rangers would be like if it was a bit more dark and not quite as cheesy. And that's what this movie looks like it's about to be. Now, one thing I'm not quite sure that I do like is that, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like that they may have extra powers even when they're not in their costumes. And I'm not really a big fan of that idea, because that's like pretty much the whole purpose of the costumes. It gives you extra power and strength, and it also hides your identity, but you know, still. I don't want the costumes to just be about hiding their identity. So I really hope I'm wrong on that fact. But other than that, I cannot wait to see this movie. I will be in the theaters day one, and it's possible I may also review it. But let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section below. Do you think that Sabrina and Rowan are faking their friendship? Are you a fan of the show The Lodge? And how do you feel about this new Power Rangers movie coming out? And if you guys enjoy my channel and want to help me make many more videos for you guys going forward, check out that Patreon link in the description box. But I'm done talking. If you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. But as always, Until next time.